We are appealing to you and the government to help us.
Depuis Saturday, nous ngi sona fi ndox mënuta dem.
This has been the state of the capital city for almost a week now, since last weekend's heavy torrential rains left some parts of the capital still inundated with water. A month's worth of rain in a few days is slowly eating away every available space in this area, totally submerged by water. It is a desperate state for many in the capital's Tobacco Road area, as no other option is available with summer entering its wettest period in August. Water has been stagnant here for days, with no possible passage with a major overflow, forcing soccer waste to release waste and unhygienic materials into homes. All this comes after the disastrous 48-hour downpour that left the island capital and many parts of the country's western part submerged underwater for days.
Because
The capital has recently seen huge investment in infrastructure, but the unstopping deluge is pushing works to buckle under the strain of the inundation. Across the center of the city, people are now getting used to the water. One can by no chance avoid the water here. Many, especially school children, use these routes to school, but the situation has forced many to abandon their belongings, including vehicles, with little hopes of recovery. Many homes in the capital have been abandoned as they become inhabitable, and others are slowly packing their belongings as they prepare to move to new areas of residency for lack of a dry space. Life has never been this difficult for these city dwellers, who have now abandoned their streets and old habits to keep up with summer thanks to the rise in flood water. This place is said to be the reason for inundation of the Tobacco Road, as water that was supposed to be pumped has not been released for days, posing immense danger to inhabitants, particularly children. The island capital, which is largely surrounded by water, is facing the full brunt of the effects of climate change. Work along this side of Banjul is now at a standstill. Shops are closed and building works paused. The hardest hit is this site in Isatou, which has eventually turned to a small river, with residents slowly sailing through to go about their daily business. That could be seen from across, already mixed with the rainwater. The fear of crocodiles coming into homes is another worrying concern.
From afar, it is just a flood like any other. But for the inhabitants of this settlement, it is the fear of getting contaminated with disease that worries them, with the unending question every passing day: how long will it take for this water to go?
Everybody knew we can never. So we don't see anything as of now.
This location has become the new abode for many who cannot find sanctuary anywhere within the city. But how long can they remain displaced in their own city?
We have housed about 230 people. More than 50 families are here with us. And we've been here since Sunday, because everything started in the early hours of Sunday, that is around 3 a.m., that we realized that the water was not moving. So this has caused a flash flood in Banjul, more particularly Banjul North. And in that regard, most of the residents, or I can say the city dwellers, are faced with water that has already invaded their houses, more especially their rooms, I can say. The current situation is the water is contaminated because we can see the sewage water mixed with the rainwater, and the water have already started changing color and started smelling. People are getting sick, and if we are not careful, we might encounter a disease outbreak as soon as possible.
An unusual new place for residents, some whom have lost all their valuables in the water. Philanthropists are individually coming to show support, with Banjul Padul team delivering condiments to support victims at this temporary settlement. But the need here is far beyond what is at hand, as more people face displacement. City dwellers who are reeling from the impact of the flooding are calling on authorities to do more to address the perennial flooding problem affecting Banjul. For summer rains, this is just the beginning of August, and the forecast predicts more showers in the coming days. If the situation persists, there is increasing concern that this strip of land will be eventually taken over by water. For GRTS News, this is Isatou Keita.